Okay, so it's not going to be anything super long, but I named all of this. I have a poem and just some talking points, I guess. Looking through a mirror of time. So here's the short poem I came up with before I had writer's block. I don't understand what's wrong with me. This is not right. These thoughts, desires, they're wrong. Wait, that sounds wrong. No, it's a sin. You know that. Then why do I feel this way? What would my family say? That was my 13-year-old self. Um, I identify as a bisexual woman. I have been in relationships with both men and women. Um, I remember being attracted to females way before I even looked at a guy or a boy and thought anything beyond, oh, he may be cute. I felt more connected with girls my age, and I just remember, I don't know, I just the attraction, but I didn't understand it because I was always told that homosexuality is a sin and it's not natural. And I legit thought something was wrong with me. I wasn't comfortable with myself. I didn't, along with like other things that teenagers struggle with, like, you know, their appearance and being comfortable in your own skin and things of that nature. That was not me at all. I did not like what I saw when I looked in the mirror, and I also didn't feel like I could fully express myself without being judged or labeled. um, so I had this friend in high school. Her name was, oh, I probably shouldn't give her name, but anywho, she was a really good friend. She came from another school. We both played basketball together, and she identified as bisexual as well. And this was not a term that I was familiar with at the time. And it's funny because she's younger than me, but at the time that she came to my school, I was going through a lot. I had lost my father a year and a half prior. I was raped, and then I began like acting out. I was hanging out a lot in Cleveland inner cities, and I was definitely from the suburbs, but that's where I spent most of my time. I was a 14-year-old girl who was involved with a 28-year-old man, and he knew exactly how old I was. Um, Long story short, I was raped again, impregnated on purpose, and I wanted to keep the child. My mother did not let me. I had to get an abortion. So all the struggles that I had, that pretty much just put the icing on the cake. And I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know if I still wanted to be here. I had a lot of suicidal ideations and things of that nature. And my friend that I'm referring to, she helped me through all of that. She helped me uh, get my perspective back after the abortion and after having to go through a trial and all this jazz. I had to press charges, and after having to talk to a detective that I've known my entire life because she was partners with my father when he was living. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience, but she helped me gain perspective. And she always used to say, in regards to my sexuality and who I am attracted to at the time, or what want to get to know and get closer to at the time, that it's none of anybody else's fucking business who I'm involved with. Because at the end of the day, if it's not them, it's none of their fucking business. Right. So she would just tell me that all the time and reiterate that. And the more and more I heard it, the more and more we talked about things like that, the more and more I began to get comfortable with myself and get comfortable with the fact that it is none of their fucking business. It's my business, and that's what it is, period. Um, I also had a fear of being outed. Growing up where I grew up was a suburb. up until like the sixth grade, it was only me and maybe one or two other Black kids in my class. And it became more of a melting pot and diverse as I got older and further in school. But in a small town like that, everybody talks, everybody knows each other. I knew 80% of the place where I grew up because I've been there since I was 5. So I did not want to be that girl that's labeled as a hoe or a slut or a go-liver, which now would be like DTF, like she's down to fuck, and or a freak and things like that, because I was attracted to women, because it wasn't anything like that. It's just it's an attraction. It's it's a part of me that just identifies more so with other females. So I was afraid of people finding out that I also like girls and what I guess results would come from that. I also felt like I did not fit into the LGBTQ plus community because I do consider myself bisexual. I like men and women. If I were to choose right now, I would say I want to be married to a man and have children and have what my parents had. But at the same time, I mean, I have a boyfriend right now. If I didn't and I met a woman and I fell madly in love, I wouldn't so be on board with getting married and having kids and doing all the things that I want to do. I've just honestly never ran across a woman that swept me off my feet how I have in previous relationships that I've been in. And I mean, I've had some fucked up relationships with men and women, but I've never been in a really serious, I guess, relationship with a woman. And that's not by choice, it's just by nature what's happened, I guess. But because of that and because of things that I have heard from other members of the LGBTQ plus community, I felt that I did not belong because of that aspect. And this is really just a quick overview of my truth and my history, I guess, in regards to my sexuality. But I know my journey of discovery was G-rated compared to others within the LGBTQ plus community. I'm just thankful God gave me a humble heart. I just want to spread love and create a safe environment for others to get through crisis like someone did for me. I am proud of who I am. I absolutely love the skin I'm in, and no one can convince me otherwise. To my people, there is power in our truth. Don't forget it.